doesn't even matter. Hey, what it is? Hey, this is Demorrious, man. Listen, you know who I am. You see the logo. You see it. So basically what it is this. I came out of retirement, right? So with my podcast, I usually do seasons, right? But what I found out about seasons is this. If you stay stuck to routines and things of that nature, you sometimes miss the very thing that will get you to where you're trying to go. So even though this isn't the season for this particular podcast right now, I came out because I got a special edition. I got somebody with me today, man. I'm going to let him introduce himself. But listen, you know you got to be special for me to drop a whole new podcast episode. I am Demorrious. The podcast, we inspire, encourage, and enlighten you with the practical use of words, ideals, and stories. I got this dude right here with me today. Tell him who you are.
What's up, guys? My name is Caleb Sims, football player, entrepreneur, and yeah, I'll be diving into more, but that's what I am right now. So
that's what he is right now. Listen, I like what he said. And so here's the gem, right? Here's the gem. He just dropped the gem, and I don't even think he realized it. The gem was this. That's what I am right now. So many times people get stuck in what they've been, right? So many people get stuck in their identity. Some people are still holding on to their high school career, right? They 45, weigh like 120 pounds more than their playing weight, right? So you know what I'm talking about, right? So people be all these other things and they never evolve into something new. Today he said what I am right now, right? So we're going to dive into that a little bit more. So Caleb, if you could give one sentence why I came to drop this podcast today with you as a guest, what would it be? What would that sentence be? What would be the one sentence that you could sum up the fact that we're doing an episode with I Am Demorrious and Ultimate Extreme on a Monday when we could be doing something else? Why would I drop out? Why would I come and do this?
because one day this podcast is going to be known all around the world,
First of all, right, keep going. Because I was going to stop you, but keep going.
Ultimate Extreme is going to be known. You know, we're just going to put that out there right now. But, you know, first we just have to say that, you know, he's seen a gift in me. You know, so that's what he's seen. And, you know, I appreciate him for bringing me on this podcast. You know, this is my first podcast, so I'm very appreciative of that. You know, but I know he sees something big time in me, so
that's what's up. Hey, listen, so I'm going to tell you something real quick. So the thing about me is this. Like, well, let me go back. So one of the things I used to do, I used to preach the gospel on like a weekly basis, right? I still preach occasionally. But when I was pastoring, there was a particular sermon I preached, and it would talk about when Mary went to see Elizabeth, right? If you don't know scripture, Elizabeth was John the Baptist's mother, and Jesus was the son of Mary. So Mary went over there to see Elizabeth, and the Bible says that, like, the fact that Mary showed up, it caused Elizabeth's womb to jump, right? It caused her womb to jump. And so I want to tell you this. You made my womb jump. Not that I'm a woman or anything like that, but, like, you made something inside of me jump when I saw what you started doing, right? I could have, like, literally just saw it in passing or whatever. But one of the things I want you to know publicly now, and I told you privately, right? I text you all the time. We talk about it. Like, I believe in what you're doing, all right? To see an 18-year-old young man who did have a successful football career, right? Who's going to continue to play football at the next level and things of that nature. But yet you didn't define yourself by just football, right? Like you wasn't that kid that was just the football star. You wasn't just that kid that was like, you know, the only way I'm gonna make it is if, you know, I grab onto this Football City USA moniker. But you were someone who had like phenomenal grades, Kappa League, Beta Club, you know, principal scholar, like, and the list goes on and on and on, right? And so because of that, that's the thing that made me say, you know what, whatever I can do to use my skills, my platforms, my war chest, whatever, to help you, man, you always got somebody in your corner in me. So I wanted to get that out of the way first. So, hey, so why is it that you think a lot of people get so just caught up in just being that one thing? Because you said, this is what I am now, right? Like, why do you think many people allow themselves to be defined by just one role or one highlight in their life or whatever the case may be? Why do you think that is?
Well, I mean, in my upbringing, my parents, they didn't really like stress football on me. We were just naturally good at it. So, but they always just push like you can. It's a lot of things you can do in life. They put us around different environments to show us like it's a lot out there you can go for. Football not the only thing. Like my dad don't push football on me and Cam. Like we just love it and that's what we do. That's not who we are, but that's what we do. So we just love that, and I feel like people kind of like get in the habit of like, oh, if I don't have football, then I won't be nothing in life. And some people come up different ways, so they think different. I just feel like it's all about how you think of your life and perspective of what you are and stuff like that.
Cool. So one of the things me and your dad, we've been doing business for years now. That's one of my homeboys, one of my guys. Like Shots by Brian, that's my guy. One of the things he would always do is he would always brag on you, right? And he wouldn't brag on you in a way that was like an arrogant, cocky, whatever kind of way. It's like, I'm a dad. Right now, today, shout out to my producer, first time ever producing. My daughter, Mackenzie, back there in the back, got a production training like 2 seconds ago, right? So if you see some errors, don't hold it against her, all right? But there's something about a dad and even a mom for that matter. Like when we know that our kids are doing something that makes us proud, right? Like we want to share that with the world. We want to tell the world like, hey, my kid is amazing, right? Everybody thinks their kids are amazing, but there's people who literally have the proof to back it up, right? And one of the things I know that Tam and Brian, they've had the proof, right, to back it up. I've seen all the scholarships. I think it was the fellas, the Xavier Burris Foundation. Shout out to Zay and Mahogany. What else? The Kappa League. Like what's some of the scholarships you got? Let's talk about that, and then we'll get into the other stuff. What's some of them scholarships you got?
Well, like you said, I had those that you named, and I got one from the Alphas. It is a couple of I just can't. I think that might be it.
Okay. Yeah, but no, because what was your grade point average?
I had a 3.9.
So 3.9 GPA. That's like, for y'all that don't know, that like qualifies you for a whole different kind of like state money. Like life was one of them things, right? So man, listen, those are just some of the things that so many times people don't take the opportunity to just celebrate, right? And so before we got into anything else, I wanted people to know that you are a very, 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 very intelligent young man, right? And it didn't have to be football. Like you're going to go to school regardless, right? Because you had that type of just drive about yourself. Who are some of your mentors or role models coming up?
Some of my mentors, especially my dad, he's always been hard working and focus driven and, making sure me and my brother have everything that we need. And my mom, my granddad, and my uncle, for sure, both of those men too. And it's a lot more, but I really just I look up to the men in our family, because that's where it all starts.
Okay.
So, I just feel like I don't really look up to any celebrities, but I'm inspired by what they do, but I don't really look up to them because, like it says in the Bible, you don't want to look up to other people. Like really, you just want to look up to yourself and really the people who are just rooted you and grew you to who you are today.
That's what's up, man. So I've known you for years. Like, so I've watched you grow up, and the men that you talked about, your dad, your grandfather, your uncles. So we're gonna dive into Ultimate Extreme. Right, we're gonna dive. That's one of the reasons why we're here. In case you didn't know, if you look at the title, it says like iamdemorrious X Ultimate Extreme. You said your grandfather was a important person for you. How does he help you, and how has he helped you with this company?
He's helped me with understanding how to run a business. Because as you see on the media, you see all these people posting that you can make money quick. You can get a quick brand like this. But if you want a great business, a company, then it's not going to be quick. It's going to take some years. It's going to take time. You got to learn the ins and the outs of the small things that you need to know of how to run it. So he's taught me that, of course, along this journey. And I still got to get with him.
Oh, that sound like you owe him something. That sound like you some investment capital or something. You're like, I gotta get with him. Wink, wink. So nah, but that's dope, man. Just having somebody that that's there with you, right? Your dad, he's a successful businessman in his own right. So you see that on a day-to-day basis. And then your grandfather, he, served the country by military, and then he was postmaster forever. So like even just knowing how to deal with business, like what's the one thing that is your biggest like thing that you take away from both your dad, and it can't be the same thing, but what's the thing you take away from your dad that helps you with your business, and what's the thing that you take away from your grandfather that helps you with your business based on what you've seen those guys do?
From my dad, I know when you start a business, you gotta start out hustling.
Okay.
My dad is a hustler. He gonna go make some money. And from my granddad, I've learned that you gotta be wise and you gotta know what you want.
Okay.
He told me a couple weeks ago. He said something like, you always gotta know what you want, and you can't let nobody else tell you what you can't do or what you can't go after. So you gotta know like what you want. If that's what you want, go after that.
You gotta go get it.
So he's really just taught me like it's okay, it's good to have goals, but you also got to know that you got to put work in to get to it.
Okay. So let me ask you this. So being 18 years old, having the crazy GPA, when I text you about coming on, you was like, yo, I just got finished with my run, right? Me and your dad, we passed you one day going to run hills. Your dad told me a story about how you scared him one morning. I think I can tell that because he can't come on the camera, so I'll tell it anyway, right? So I'll embarrass him for a second. But he told me that you scared him one morning. I think it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. He said he heard the garage door going up. He said their garage door was going up, right? And you're on your way to the gym working out, right? So how do you handle like that's a lot. You know what I mean? Like managing all of those things, making sure you work out, stay in tip-top shape, make sure you stay on top of your brand, push your brand, do all those kind of things. How do you manage all of that?
Through discipline. I think that's one thing people need to understand is discipline. Discipline is like doing something, like even when you don't feel like doing it, you still got to do it anyway because the cost is going to bring you in the long run. So I don't be feeling like working out all the time, but it allows you to it elevates you into be a better person with self-development and all of that. So it's just the process. You just got to take it day by day. But really, it's just just staying focused and really just like knowing what you need to get done.
So where do you think that discipline came from? Because like there's people like, listen, I get on the scale every day, and I probably need to stop. But when I see that my weight went down a couple pounds, I get excited. So I want to get on the scale the next day and see if it went back, and it usually goes back up. So like even at 42, man, like there's some days that I'm not disciplined. So I know discipline doesn't just come like that. Like where did that discipline come from?
Really, I don't even know. I know it got to be God, because you can ask my dad, like, when I first started, it really came from football. When I first started at 7 years old, the first day I went out there, I got hit.
I never heard this story.
Yeah, I didn't tell nobody. I got hit. I ain't want to go back out there. I told him I wanted to quit, and he was like, nah, you ain't quitting. You didn't pay too much money for all this equipment. So I was like, you get me a rib protector. It's like one of the things to protect your rib.
Yeah.
So if you get me that, I'll go back out there. So the next day I went back out there, we did hit drills again. I ain't get hit like that no more. So after that, I was like, I ain't never get hit like this again. So every time we got back home, my dad, they went in the house. I'd be outside in the front yard bear crawling, doing workouts by myself at a young age like that. And he didn't have to tell me to go do that. So I think that's where it all came into place right there.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So you said something. I don't think you realize, like, this dude is dropping a lot of gems. Which camera I'm on right now? Like this dude is dropping a lot of gems. He talked about discipline. He talked about like discipline is a non-negotiate, like non-negotiable, right? Like you can't negotiate. I remember one of my favorite athletes of all time is Kobe Bryant, and I remember an interview where Kobe was talking, and he was like, "I don't negotiate with myself."
Yeah, I heard that.
He was like when I tell myself this is what we're gonna do, like if we do anything else, like I didn't hold myself accountable, right? So he's like, yo, I don't negotiate. So when you hear that, you know, what are some of the sports athletes that you said that you use them to inspire you? Like who are some of those athletes that you've used to inspire you?
Well, I definitely watched Kobe Bryant. I watch a little bit of LeBron, but I really watch people who put in the work, like who I know had that stories of like the grind, and like they put in a lot to get to where they're at, like Michael Jordan. People don't really know where Michael Jordan is, or they know big time Michael Jordan, but they don't really know how he was a little scrawny kid that didn't even make the team in 10th, 9th grade in varsity. So I look up to people like that. I look up to Barry Sanders, kind of people who in the play style of me, and a couple guys who had walk-on stories.
Okay.
Like where I'm going. So I'm just trying to see like how did they go through what I'm going through right now, like compare myself, but to see how they went through and got through their journey of being a walk-on as well. So I kind of look up to people like that, and yeah.
That's what's up. So you're going on a huge, you're taking on the big dogs. That's what I like about you, right? Like your goal. I remember when we were at church a couple of weeks ago and we were talking about goals and dreams and ideas. And you talked about Ultimate Extreme, and you talked about where you see Ultimate Extreme going, right? You told me, I believe, can I say it?
Yeah.
He's like, I believe that this could be $1 billion company. You know what I mean? Like, listen, like I just got cold chills through my body. You know what I mean? Because one of the things I always try to tell people is words have power, right? Like words have power. And how you frame your words frames your life. You know what I mean? Your dad would tell me about the boards in your room, the posters in your room where you would, write, and I don't even call them affirmations, but you would write these things, these goals, these things that you set your target on. You know what I mean? Speak real quick, because some kids are going to see this, some teenagers are going to see this, some adults are going to see this. Speak on how your words, right, set up where you want to end up.
So I was just telling my dad about this the other day. So I use words like I will and I am. Those are two powerful words. When you say I want, you can always say you want something, but people don't go work for what they want. You can always say I want this, I want that. But, you can always want something, but when you say I will have something, or I will be this, or I am this, you have to act as you already are that to be that.
Cool. So later on, we'll dive into it later on. But what are some of those things that you said that, that are on that board if it's not too private to share?
Well, I said I was going to have a great GPA, and I knew that was going to happen. Some of them, and let me show you, I have to say this, that, you're going to write stuff down, and I look at Habakkuk 2, verses 2 through 3. Write the vision, make it plain, though it may tarry, for surely it will come at an appointed time. I look at that verse every day, and, some of them, it hasn't came yet, and that's how it's going to be. And some of them already passed, I ain't even get it.
Okay.
So I look at it as if I didn't get it now, that means God got something better.
I was just getting ready to tell you to dig into that, because I think a lot of people need to hear that. Because one of the things I always tell people, I think a lot of times we can do our kids a disservice, right? I'll say that as a father. We can do ourselves a disservice, right? By saying, hey, you can be anything you want to be, right? Like you can be anything, but a kid doesn't have the drive. He doesn't have the self-discipline, right? He doesn't have, what it takes to go after those things, but they simply hear it. And you said something, he's like, you can say I want, but rarely ever does anybody fight for what they want. You know what I mean? Like they'll try it a little bit and then they may stop, right? But deal with, sometimes you may write it down, but it may not show up.
So yeah, when I say that, that means, when you can writing down is almost like a prophecy, like
Okay.
in the Bible.
Okay.
God, wrote many things. Many things down in the Bible has came into light. It shows throughout people's lives. And as you write your visions down, like in Jeremiah 29, you may have your own visions, but in Jeremiah 29, God has a plan for you. So at the end of the day, God may give you a vision, multiple visions, but that don't mean your visions may come true, because you might have a vision, but God got something better in His plan for you.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at some of the goals that I write down. Like, okay, this didn't happen, then that means something bigger.
Yeah.
Be for me. So.
That's what's up. One of the things I remember a couple years ago, I was talking to somebody and they were like, man, life is hard, right? They're like, man, I was talking to this guy. He's like, man, life is so hard. Life is so hard. Life is so hard. And I looked at him and I said, do I have permission to just be blunt with you? And he was like, sure. I said, life's not hard. Life's not hard. You go through hard situations, right? But life's not hard. And this is what I told him, and I think you hit the nail on the head. I told the young man, I said, when you understand this one word, it'll change your whole life. And he was like, what's that word? I said, the word sovereign, right? I said, when you understand the word sovereign, it makes life so much easier. And he was like, what do you mean? The word sovereign means total authority, right? Like supreme being. And when we believe that God is sovereign, right? When that thing doesn't come to pass, it's cool. Right? Like when that goal that you're fighting for, you're working for, you're chasing after, you've done everything that you're supposed to do, it doesn't show up. You're going to have that moment of, feeling down and out, right? Like I put in the work. What in the world's going on, right? But then I always tell people, sit there in your emotions for a little bit, but then go back to realizing that God is sovereign. So like you said, if it doesn't work out and God is sovereign, that means He could have worked it out if He wanted to that way. Yeah. You know what I mean? But if He didn't work it out that way, that must mean that there's something else that I can't see. What's something that God has replaced compared to what you had? You had your idea, and God's like, nope, I got something else.
Oh yeah, I got one. So I haven't told people that, but my goal was to go to the University of Georgia. I was doing all I can to text, and I finally got one coach to follow me back, and we started texting, going. The assistant running back, me and him started texting and stuff like that, and then I didn't get accepted.
Okay.
So that really just that got me in a place like, man, I prayed to God all this time. We even took a visit. We went up there, toured the campus and seen the campus, and I had a prayer, right there by the facility. And my dad, everybody was in the car, I was praying, God, this is, where I really want to go, And that didn't happen, and that really got me down, I just felt like everything was over. I wasn't going to be able to play football no more, I was just done, but then I just had to, I went and talked to my granddad, talked to my family members, and I just had to really think about, how good I'm actually doing, and then I still got an opportunity to go to this, I got accepted into Coastal Carolina, so I was like, that's not a bad opportunity, and then the crazy thing is, Ben said, one day Caleb probably gonna be playing at Coastal Carolina. They told my dad that. You know, I wasn't thinking of that.
Hey, he got the teal on his braces. Y'all don't zoom in. It's 4K cameras. Don't zoom. But he got the teal on there, just letting y'all know Chanticleer is he's coming. Go ahead, keep going.
I didn't know that I was gonna be going there, but now I'm going there. So, you know, I'm just I gained more wisdom and knowledge through the journey of God not giving me what I wanted, and Him taking me on the journey that He wants me to go.
That's what's up.
So yeah.
So let's check this out. We're gonna dive deep into this thing. Tell these people how they can get some of this apparel. Listen, I still have no apparel whatsoever at all. My son Channing came in the house the other day with some Ultimate Extreme shorts. Brian comes in the studio with an Ultimate Extreme trucker's hat. You know, all that kind of stuff. And I like be his business coach sometimes, and I still have no apparel. I'm just saying, maybe y'all out there watching can you know, tug on his heart, you know, to be generous. You know, tell them how they can find Ultimate Extreme.
So first of all, you can go follow my Instagram page at ultimatextreme.ux, and my website is ultimatextreme.myshopify.com, and that's where everything is gonna be. Right now, products is I gotta restock on products because we're kind of low right now, and we're still looking for new manufacturers, trying to get the best of the best because I feel like I need something better to make it the best of the best. So that's where you can go find it. But yeah, that's where everything's at right now.
Cool. So listen to me. So if you're watching this, right? So if you're watching this and, you know, you want to support this amazing young guy beside me, right? I want him to always have a problem saying stuff is low, right? And what that means is this. I want people constantly seeking, constantly purchasing, constantly grabbing this stuff, because one of the things I believe is this, that what he's doing is just be an inspiration to other people. Not only to give you amazing, great workout gear, something that you can go work. You know what? I just had an epiphany. That's the reason why I don't have anything, because I don't work out. Maybe if I start working out, I'll get some. But I want y'all to make sure, other than just having amazing workout gear, right? He wants you guys to be able to see his story. And that's what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for a young man who, you know, has been nothing but super respectful, you know, an inspiration in his own right. You know, all of those things, right? If my son wasn't an athlete, you know, I would still say, hey, you need to follow this guy. You need to look up to this guy, because if you pattern yourself after him and take on just some of the qualities, some of the things that he does, then I know without a shadow of a doubt, you'll position yourself to have a successful life. So, man, I'm super proud of you, bro. And listen, I know I opened up with that. I know I tell you that every time we talk, but I don't think I have enough words to convey how proud of you I am. Do me a favor real quick and tell them what type of apparel, like you got short shirt, t-shirt, like what do you have? What's the Ultimate Extreme brand? What do you carry?
So right now I have athletic shirts and shorts and like sleeveless hoodies with your arms showing on the sides with a little hoodie at the back, and I have these trucker hats for right now. And I'm still looking to get like athletic caps, because that's like I want to find that. You know, I'm just looking for more of like different kind of shirts.
Okay.
You know, everybody don't want the tight fit shirt. You know, they want an athletic but like kind of a looser fit. Like,
Okay.
So I'm looking for that as well too. But that's what we're selling right now, and we're gonna eventually dive into more. But right now we just want to be focused on get better at one thing first.
That's that discipline he's talking about. That discipline. Listen, if you're a business owner, find that one thing that you can do and do really, really well, right? I was talking to somebody just the other day, and I was telling them, like, yo, you need to start a business. It was like, I don't know what to do. And I said, what's the one thing that you can do at a high level with the least amount of effort? and find out a way to charge people for it, right? And that's the key to business. But listen, you're going to see his brand. You're going to see it all over the place. You're going to see the UX, we're going to throw it up. You're going to see it. I'm telling you, like, I don't even say the sky's the limit for this young man. Like, there is no limit to where he can go. I believe this, and I'll speak this prophetically. You are going to go as high as you want to. As high as you want to. As much work as you put in, you're going to get out. So let me ask you one parting thing, unless you want to. I'm going to do two things. What's something that makes you get up in the morning? Let's do that, and then I'll give you the closing one. What's one thing that makes you get up in the morning? Like what's that one thing? Like for me, I'm 42, got 3 amazing kids, an amazing spouse, an amazing wife. That's my reason for getting up. I graduated from Winthrop a couple months ago. My stole, I had my hand like this, and we have an R in it. That's our family crest, right? It's the Robinson 5. And it was right there as I walked across the stage. That's my reason. That's my why. What's the thing that makes you get up in the morning?
What makes me get up in the morning is being the best version that I can be, that I know I can be. I would say my family is my why too, but I'm not that type of one that's like, oh, I gotta get my family out. It's about that's not really what they want. So they just want to see me be successful at what I do. So mine is just not letting myself down to who I said I was gonna be. So I hold accountability to my words, saying the things like I'm gonna be this, I will be this. This is what I was saying. I will be this. So I have to wake up with that discipline every day. So if I lack a day without putting in any work, then I'm letting down on my word. So
cool.
I work to be my best self every day.
That's what's up, man. Listen, what's the one thing that you want to leave with people? It doesn't have to be athletes. It doesn't have to be, business owners. Like what's the one thing that today, after this time that we've spent together, what's the one thing you want to leave with the people that will see this video?
The slogan of my company, get it done.
Get it done.
And I'm gonna tell you where I got it. I got it from my Uncle Nate.
Okay.
So that's my grandmother's brother. He passed away, unfortunately. But when we went to go see him in the home, because my mom was telling him that Caleb wish he could be a little taller. He was like, man, one thing you need to know is the picket man. We look good and we short. So we gonna get it done. So I took that in consideration. I was like, that's true. My family, we do get it done. So that's one thing I gotta leave with people, to get it done. Whatever you want to be in life, you gotta go after that.
Yeah.
And you gotta get it done. If you say you're gonna do something, get it done.
Get it done.
So yeah.
Get it done. Listen, he got some shirts that's getting ready to come with that phrase on it. It's gonna say "Get it done." It's gonna say "Get it done," and you're gonna know what it means. Get it done. Listen, I'm iamdemorrious, right? I work with businesses, individuals, to help them become the best version of who they are by connecting them with our resources, our supplies, our war chests, things of that nature. So listen, if you're a business owner out there and you're looking to sit in this seat, right, and you want to tell your story, you want to share your story, hit me up, DM me, I want in, right? DM me that, I want in, and I'll bring you on. We'll sit down, we'll chop it up so you can tell the world about you. Listen, I'm honored. This dude said earlier, he was like, yo, this is my first podcast. So guess what I got the privilege of always having? This dude's first podcast with me. Listen, I'm excited. I know that the sky is not the limit for this young man. He's going to do amazing things. You're going to do amazing things. Hopefully, the I Am Demorrious podcast, we accomplished our mission. And our mission is to encourage you, enlighten you, and empower you with the use of practical words, ideas, and stories. Listen, until the next time, be extreme and get it done.